Alright guys, so I wanted to talk to you guys about a couple of things. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail about one topic first, and then I'm going to talk about the next topic. So the first topic I want to talk about is the cabal, or you might know them more as the Illuminati, or the elite, or the powers that be. Whatever you may identify them as, they are real and they operate. I don't know if anybody knew this part, but they operate on the fourth dimension. So, what that means is they have gotten to the point in uh, their consciousness to where they basically control what you see and what you know. So what does that mean? It means that they're illusionists. They are very good at making you believe things that they want you to believe, feel the way they want you to feel, and act the way they want you to act. And how do they do these things? They have several different ways of doing this. So they have several ways of doing this. Most of the ways are through basically dumbing down the population with things like chemtrails, GMOs, fluoride in the water, and other ways of like ruining your neurotoxins. Like there are neurotoxins that they use, like vaccinations. I won't even go into it because I'm going to get attacked from people. Oh, you believe in the neurotoxins that are in vaccinations, do you? Well, okay. You have to actually look at it from a biological standpoint, not really what they tell you, you know? I mean, haven't we gotten to the point in our evolution where we actually understand that what the government puts out isn't exactly in our best interest? Not only that, they didn't even tell the truth. They don't ever tell the truth, and I will definitely be putting in some real weird facts for y'all that you might be surprised to see. One of them being, and I've discussed this with Logan's pediatrician yesterday, is the fact that nurses and physicians actually don't know anything about vaccinations except how to insert the needle and the dosage for the age. That's all they learn in their medical school about vaccinations. They know nothing. They know no ingredients. They know the basic side effects, fever, flu-like symptoms, and the rare cases where there's injury. No, it's like 1 in 2 children will have an either allergic reaction or vaccine injury. 1 in 2 children. It's not even a rare thing anymore. It's more common than they even talk about, because if everybody knew and they actually admitted to it, how many kids get sick and die from having vaccinations versus not having vaccinations, nobody would get vaccinations. You know what really happened? How all those diseases that are preventable disappeared? It's called hygiene and toilets in the house. You know, like when you had to go into the woods to go poo or pee, they wouldn't do it because there's bears. So what they would do was they had a bucket in the house. And does anybody know what happens when you breathe in like poo particles and pee particles all day long? Disease. That's what happens. Disease. So once we got a nice plumbing system installed in our places, that's when things started changing for the diseases. And might I add that most of the kids that actually die from these preventable diseases, they're not unvaccinated kids. They're the vaccinated kids, because they catch what they're being vaccinated for, because it's live virus that they're inserting in your body. And nobody even realizes this, but I don't want to get into it because I have so much information and actual facts about it that I'm not even going to get into it. let's just move on from vaccinations because I don't even want to get into that. This is more along the lines of the aerosols that they use in the chemtrails, the fluoride in the water, and the GMOs. So I wanted to talk about what those do specifically to people and how it's kind of hindering the ascension process. So we have all noticed, the light workers at least, the ones that are on their journey for ascension, the ones that are awake but not fully awoken. It's a journey. As anything, when you're journeying through a journey, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. So I'm currently in the beginning. I would say a quarter of the way in. When I reach half, that's the middle, obviously, right? So I'm in the process of learning the trials, which means I'm going through the trials of self-love, self-care, self-healing, so that I can help others self-love, self-care, self-heal. So in doing that, one of the things is detoxifying your body from all the heavy metals that are in the aerosols from chemtrails, and they do exist. I've been over this. Common sense, people. Contrails disappear after a few seconds. That's water vapor. Chemtrails stick around for hours. Sorry for being condescending, but I mean, it's tough love. Like, guys, chemtrails are real. They exist. They're happening. Okay? Fluoride in the water, everybody knows about that. So if everybody knows about that, and they know that GMOs aren't good for you, that they cause cancer, then how come it's so far-fetched to believe that maybe chemtrails are actually the same thing as GMOs and fluoride in the water? Just saying. If we can be on the level of thinking that food is poisonous because of the government's doing this modification of the food, and fluoride in the water dumbs people down, if we're all on that same page, then we need to also acknowledge that chemtrails are real and that they are doing the same things. These are all tactics of the fourth dimensional cabal to stop the fifth dimension ascension of all the souls on the planet. See, they can't go any higher than the fourth dimension. They cannot go that far because they don't know how to self-love. They don't know how to love and become unified with all things. They don't believe in the wholeness. They're keeping us divided on purpose. They make up labels like races and genders and equality and all these things, when we already know that we're all equal. We are all photonic light beings. We are all one. We are all made of the same things. And once we're all done with these flesh bodies, we will all return to source, which is the one and only all consciousness. Everything. We are all one conscious collective, and the cabal knows that if we were all to awaken at once, that their illusions would be brought out into the open, just like the Wizard of Oz when Dorothy pulls the curtain and shows him for what he is. That's the same thing. But because of the chemtrails, GMOs, fluoride in the water, and in your toothpaste, and in your mouthwash, it's not so easy. Like, people slowly awaken, and then they start changing their ways. They detox. They change from using fluoridated toothpaste and mouthwash to not. Like me, for instance, I'm on the non-fluoridated toothpaste, and it also is SLS free. So it's made with all natural ingredients. From what they said on here, their ingredients are blue-green algae, spearmint, parsley extract, and something else. Does it say the ingredients? So those are the only ingredients. Cool. That's not hard to pronounce at all, right? So they also make mouthwash, which I didn't know that, but I'm going to go check it out. I might buy mouthwash and the toothpaste because after this tube I'm done. So I need more. So I was thinking about doing that in December. I'm going to grab some more toothpaste and I'm going to grab mouthwash at the same time. I bought it off of eBay. I'll take a picture of it and put it in the video so that you guys can go look this up too. So how do you detoxify from the heavy metals and fluoride? Well, some of the ways is actually food. Like if you get any organic foods, I would get organic cilantro. That attaches to any toxins and metals in your body and just pulls it right out. Good idea. There's another thing called chlorella. It's like a green algae and it helps. It does the same things. It pulls out toxins and heavy metals. Another way is that I'm not really too fond of is activated charcoal. You guys can do that if you like. That's fine with me. I personally won't. I won't do it. I don't know. I just don't like charcoal. But y'all do whatever you guys feel is good for you. So I was talking about the water being fluoridated. So one of the things is you can either switch to bottled water that has no fluoridation in it, because tap water itself, even if it doesn't have fluoride in it, it's like very chemically washed so that it's clean when it gets to your tap. And I wouldn't recommend drinking tap water just because there's like tons of different other toxins like chlorine and other things in it. I'd have to go, uh-oh, my ear's ringing. Ear ringing means look, and it's this ear, so it's out here. What am I looking for? What am I supposed to be seeing? Okay. Well, I'm going to keep my eyes open over here. So if you guys see me looking over here, it's because my ear was ringing. And I know that when it rings, it means they're giving me a message to look this way. So I'm going to keep looking this way to see what I'm supposed to see. Okay? And I'll get back to this now. So you guys can either do bottled water that has no fluoridation in it. Or you guys can do distilled water, because even if you have like a super cool water filtration system, it doesn't get everything out. And you want to have nothing in your water. You want it to be pure water, right? Yeah. Okay. So we're on the same page. I'm going to have to do research on distilled water because I think that they cost just as much as milk for like a jug, a 4-liter jug. So I think that's kind of outrageous for water, you know? So I'm going to figure out how distilled water is distilled and maybe distill it myself. You know what I mean? So another way is to boil your water because it gets a lot of whatever's in it out. But I have to do more research on that as well to see if it gets like 95% out or if it gets only 85% out. I need to know. But that's another way that people have been talking about to detox your body. I would suggest for heavy metals, literally just eat, because food is literally the best option for clearing your body out, and drinking water. Obviously, water clears out your body. Another thing is onions and garlic. Really good for clearing the blood. It cleans your pipes. So do it. Sorry guys, I have acid reflux, and so I get gas and I burp a lot. I'll be taking my Zantac. I'm going to be taking my Zantac with dinner. So now back onto the cabal. So what I was saying is the cabal is at the 4th dimension. So they can't create. We are the creators because we are light bodies. All of us. All the souls that they're trying to control are light body souls. and we've been reincarnated like millennium times, like a million at least, like more than that probably, since the beginning of the universe. I'm pretty sure we were planets at one point, we were bacteria at one point, we were something on another planet at one point. We were from different parts of the universe at all different times of the timeline at one point. And one of the weirdest things that you have to try to understand and wrap your brain around is the fact that past, present, and future is all in one moment. It's there, like, time is a construct of man. Okay, so man made time so that he could measure his day. Okay, in real life, in reality, there's actually not such a thing as that. Every minute or every second that goes by, you're stepping into what they call the future, right? And they say it's not predestined. I kind of feel like it's predestined. It's predestined on different parallels, on different what is it? Different parallels and different and in different dimensions. It's all mapped out. See, I think what happens is, and you guys can think what you want. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, but I think we're on a cycle. So Big Bang, bam, we're on a cycle. So it goes like this, and then it reaches a point, then Big Bang, and then we're on the same cycle again. And it's because on each time the cycle runs, the souls that are supposed to reach the source never do because of the cabal in each cycle. So it reruns. But each time more and more light workers wake up and help people wake up and ascend. So at each end of each cycle, before the next Big Bang cycle happens, I believe that the ones that get the people to ascend and wake up and, we ascend. We actually go back to the source, and then we're reincarnated, and we remember what we're supposed to do, and we do it again until we're all done getting everybody to ascend. I think that's the purpose of this whole thing, because the conscious universe, the one source, conscious mind, the source, is creating constantly. So as a fractal, as we know that galaxies, solar systems, planets, beings, life forms, bacteria, matter, all of it is a fractal from the source. So we know this because we can see it in trees, we can see it in nature, we can see it in our own bodies, our cells are fractals of our body. Like, it's on my YouTube. You guys need to go watch my series. It explains it all scientifically. So if I can't get into it right now, it'll take forever. But what I'm trying to say is, the cabal can't create. They need our consciousness to create their reality. So their illusion is based upon programming, which is repeat over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. That's why on every news station you see the same drones doing the same things day in and day out, saying the same stuff. It's all pre-programmed, and they're programming you through media. They're programming you through Facebook's media now, because most people are checking out of the nightly news on Channel 6. And so what do they got to do? They got to send the programming onto social media now. That's what they're doing. Social media. In my news feed, I see tons of things all the time, and it's all for reaction and division. And that's what I see every day. I know it now because I know how to spot it. I know that it's meant for division and separation, and keeping the duality that you are separate from the other person or other people. We are not separate. We are all one. And if we could all get our collective mind together we could create a reality that is so peaceful and harmonious that the cabal would cease to exist, basically, because they only exist because they are the illusionists. Let's pull that damn curtain and expose this Wizard of Oz for who he is, and bring him out into public, and shame, shame. I'm quoting Game of Thrones because I'm a bit of a nerd still. You know, just that small part of my three-dimensional being still nerd. So anyway, another thing is I wanted to talk about is how we can like check out of the matrix and move into being full on light body and, you know, work through this. So one of the ways, like I said, is meditation. Meditation, because then that's when you start to see that reality isn't actually a reality. There's so much more to reality. It's insane. When you do meditation, you're going to want to also try to astral project. Now, I haven't actually astral projected as far as I know. Like, I've had dreams where I'm flying and I'm like holding on to something tightly, but I can't see what I'm holding on to. I'm holding on to it tightly because I feel like if I let go, I'm going to just fly away and never come back, right? Because I don't understand the logic behind astral projection just yet. So probably those are astral projection lucid dreams, right? But I have had out-of-body experiences where I'm sitting beside myself, where I'll be sitting here and I'll be talking, and then all of a sudden I'm sitting beside myself watching myself talk, and I'm just like, whoa. And it's freaky. It's happened like 4 times in my life. 4 times, and that just, each time it was just like mind-blowing. I'm just like, what is going on? And then all of a sudden I'm back in my body and I'm like, what the hell happened? Like, what the hell just happened? And I'm like, literally, when it happens, when I come back into my body, I'm just like, it happened 4 times. So I've had those kinds of experiences. I've had very psychic experiences, as you guys know. One of the things that's been psychic experience that I've been seeing and feeling more often recently is the ear ringing. And then I know to look for a message in the sky or something that I need to see. Something's out there that I need to see. Or sometimes when my ear rings, I'll meditate and then I'll have like an experience. So one of the ways of checking out of the matrix is meditation, because that's when you literally relax your body and it's no longer controlled by the illusion. It's the moment, you know? So meditation, chakra work, spirituality is all good ways of checking out. But there's like many ways. There's so many videos on YouTube. You could literally search it. That's what I did. I just searched it. And DNA activation is good. Those are vibrations mostly. You use binaural beats, and you vibrate to the frequency that you want to be in, and that activates certain parts of your DNA. I use different vibrations for different reasons. Things for getting rid of my fear and anxiety, for instance, I use those daily. Another one is to remember past lives. Another one is to remember where I came from, like my soul body. Like, where did my soul body come from originally? Like, I know I don't feel like I'm from here. Basically, a lot of us say that once we actually wake up. A lot of us say that our soul wasn't originally from this planet, and science has actually confirmed that most of our souls come from somewhere in the universe. We're stardust. We come from different stars, right? So I need to figure out which one I'm from. Now, the other day I drew a star system that I don't know where it's from. It's probably far outside of this solar system, far out into somewhere else in the galaxy, probably. Maybe further, maybe a different galaxy, I don't know. But I drew a star system the other day by accident, and it was during my meditation for remembering. So I suggest doing those. Those are very powerful. First, you have to master meditation first. So if you can meditate for 10 minutes, it's good to do the binaural beats, because the binaural beats will give you an experience if you can meditate for 10 minutes. Another way of checking out of the matrix is not watching the news. Don't do it. Just don't. Because the news is a program. It's a brain melting program. Just don't do it. It's all agendanized. They all have an agenda. It's all propaganda. It's all crap. I haven't watched news for, damn, I think it's been like 3.5 years. 3.5 years. Yep, 3.5 years. And you know what? I woke up. I was actually awake at the time, but I kind of fell back to sleep. Because, you know, things like, you need to work. You need to make money. You need this to survive. In this reality, there is no reality without money and fame and fortune. Gold. Gucci. You know, flashy diamonds. You know what I'm saying. Hold on. Okay, so this is what it says. This rune of the spiritual warrior, always the battle of the spiritual warrior is with the self. Then you skip down here, and it says, warrior rune comes certain with the warrior rune there comes certain knowledge that the universe always has the first move. Patience is the virtue of this rune, and it recalls the words of St. Augustine that the reward of patience is patience. And over here it says, now, the same symbol strengthens our resolve to align the self with the self. So let's read on. And yet what you are striving to become in actuality is what by nature you already are. Become conscious of your essence and bring it into form. Express it in a creative way, a rune of great power making life force available to you. I don't know how to say its name. Saulu marks a time for regeneration down to the cellular level. Although this rune has no reversed position, there is reason for caution. You may see fit to withdraw or even to retreat in the face of a pressing situation, which also ties in the second rune because the second rune was about retreating as well, especially if events or people are demanding that you expend your energy now. Know that such a retreat is a retreat in strength, a voyage inward for, hold on, I have to change the page. But I'm going to take it from the first meaning anyway, it doesn't matter. Centering for balance. Timely retreat is among the skills of the spiritual warrior. This rune counsels opening yourself up, letting the light into a part of your life that has been secret, shut away. To accomplish this may call for a profound recognition, for admitting to yourself something that you have long denied. There is a prayer known as the, I don't know what that word is, that embodies the spirit of the rune of wholeness. Address the sun in this fashion. You, who are the source of all power, whose rays illuminate the world, illuminate also my heart, so that it too can do your work. While reciting the prayer, visualize the sun's rays streaming forth into the world, entering your heart, then streaming out from your heart center and back into the world. This is a powerful and life-enhancing prayer. There is a caution here not to give yourself airs. Even in a time of bountiful energy, you are required to face and vanquish your refusal to let right action flow through you. Nourish this capacity, for it is a mark of true humanity. Practice the art of doing without doing. Aim yourself truly and then maintain your aim without manipulative efforts. Meditate on Christ's words, I can of mine own self do nothing. For by your own power we do nothing. Even in loving, it is love that loves through us. This way of thinking and being integrates new energies and permits us to flow into wholeness, which is the ultimate goal of the spiritual warrior. And now you understand why I was crying. It's a So basically all I'm saying is do not watch news. Do not read articles on Facebook, because most of the time it's just to get a reaction to divide you from other people. Now, I'm not saying that what they're saying isn't true. Like, people do kill people, people do injure people, people do these crazy things. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's a tactic for you to still judge, hate, and divide. And that is not something that we want in our conscious. In our conscience, in our conscious mind, we do not want that. On our conscious level, we want unity, love, light, and harmony. So, the only ways of doing that is by taking out the bad, right? And acknowledging that it's for a purpose. Articles, news, is just to divide you. Natural disasters are going to happen. We're moving into an interstellar cloud, and it's filled with radiation and very magnetized and electromagnetic. Okay, so this cloud that we're moving into is what's warming our solar system. It's causing global warming. It's actually causing interplanetary global warming. So the sun is heating up. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Earth, no exception, we're all global warming. Not to mention there's some crazy things going on with the planets that to me sounds more like they're terraforming currently from this interstellar cloud. I won't go into that because it's on my, it's going to be in my next episode that I put up on YouTube in a couple days. I'm still editing. But there's a whole bunch of information you need to look at in there. And the sun is going down now, so I'm going to turn on my lamp. And so just stay away from the news. Stay away from articles on Facebook because they're all for division. You don't want to divide yourself from other people. We're trying to find unity, love, harmony, and light. That's basic. That's the basic principles of what we're doing as light workers, as DNA activators, as ascension journeyers. We're all doing the same things. We're all saying the same things because those are the bottom lines. And if you don't want to be controlled anymore, tap out. Just tap out. All day I go through my Facebook feed and I literally see things and I'm sad. It hurts my soul. And then I realize that it's to do that. It's to hurt me, to keep me divided from other people. So now when I see those things, I'm sad, but I also send love and light to those people. The people that do the bad things and the people that done the bad things too. And why? Because we are all one. So we all feel it. On some conscious level, we all feel it. We're like coral. If you burn one coral, they all feel it. It's the same thing. When a human hurts another human, we feel it because we're all conscious. We're all one conscious collective. So we need to start living in that. We need to start realizing that. And in realizing that, we will all wake up. We will all become more consciously aware of our conscious collectiveness. And we're not conscious divide, unified as one. Then we can pull that wizard from behind the curtain and shame all of those fourth dimensional illusionists and then love on them so that we ascend and whatever will happen to them will happen to them. That's their fate for eternity because that's what they chose. So every single cycle round, they'll just keep doing the same thing. Going to happen. Hopefully this is like the last cycle and we don't have to do another cycle. I hope we wake up everybody this time and we don't have to come back and do this all over again. I hope. I'm not scared because I know that no matter what, I go back to source. Even if I'm not fully awakened and ascend, I still go back to source until the next round. So even if this round doesn't work out, I'll come back and do it again till I do it again. You know what I mean? So I'm not worried. I'm not scared of death like I used to be. And when you realize that you're infinite and it's kind of like trees that go through seasons, we too go through seasons, so we'll rest for a while and then we'll be back to life. So kind of not a scary thing anymore. So I'm not scared. Whatever will happen will happen. Whatever is destined to happen will happen. If I'm destined to die tomorrow, that'll happen. And then I'll come back and I'll do it again. And but I don't think that's what's going to happen because most of the light workers that wake up, they don't just go and die. They do what they're supposed to do. They do what they're here to do. And then they pass on or ascend, whatever you want to call it. But I'm here to heal and help. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to heal and help. And I'm working on me before I can work on other people. But that doesn't mean that I can't tell other people what I was told to do to help myself, right? So today I got a rune in the sky. I'm going to read it to you real quick. 103. Hold on, Lucas. I'll take off your sweater in a second. Give me 1 second, okay?
I don't like you guys.
Here we are. When I'm done, I'm almost done. Hold on. So this is the rune. It's called Constraint, Necessity, and Pain. Hold on. Hold on, Lucas. The necessity of learning to deal with severe constraint is the lesson of this rune. This rune represents the obstacles we create for ourselves as well as those we encounter in the world around us. Both can be equally difficult to handle. The role of this rune is to identify your shadow, our dark or repressed side, places where growth has been stunted, resulting in weaknesses that are often projected onto others. Don't take this world personally. This rune is saying, work with the shadow, examine what it is in your nature that attracts hardship or misfortune to your life. When at last you can look upon the rune of constraint with a smile, you will recognize the troubles, denials, and setbacks of life as your teachers, guides, and allies. The need for restraint is unquestionable here. Drawing this rune indicates that there may well be holdups and reasons to reconsider your plans carefully. Clearly, there is work to be done on yourself. So, take it on with good humor and show perseverance. This is a time to pay off old debts, to restore, if not harmony, at least balance. So mend, restore, readdress. When fishermen can't go out to sea, they repair nets. Let the constraints of the time you serve in righting your relationship to yourself. Be mindful that rectification must come before progress. And as always, consider the uses of adversity. So I got that rune today, and it goes along with what I've been saying. As you probably noticed, I get the rune that basically coincides with what I'm already consciously projecting. So that message is for you guys, not just me, but for you guys. I already know what it means for me, so I won't interpret it because I'm not supposed to. You guys are supposed to interpret it the way you're supposed to. For you. For me, it's personal, so I'm not even going to even talk about it for myself. That message, I'm supposed to relay it. When I get the runes, I'm supposed to relay it. I'm not supposed to sugarcoat it, manipulate it, tell you it's some kind of future prediction. No, it's supposed to mean what it's supposed to mean, just to you. Whatever you took from it, take from it. I already took what I needed from it, and I'm already doing what it said. So this is a time of unity, harmony, love, and light. So that's what I want to project out into the world. Healing vibes and love and light. So in light of that, I hope you guys really enjoyed this daily empowerment, encouragement video. I will do more of these daily, hopefully, if I can, because you know I have crazy kids that fight. So hopefully we can do this again tomorrow, and I have a better time doing this. But for now, I love you all. I'm sending out lots of love and light to everybody and healing vibes. And I hope you take the message and do what you will with it. And as always, oh, Lucas, love and light. Namaste. Mwah.